everybody, welcome back to Rediscover the 80s. Sorry it's been a while since I've hit you up with a new video, but here I am. And we're going to go back to the thrift store today and check out a recent haul that I get. Usually I've been doing a couple books at a time, flip the camera around and really kind of dive into those thrift store finds. I got so much this time that it's just going to be a haul. We're going to keep the camera on me. And you're going to get to see that I still haven't updated my wall. Still got my Christmas tree and snowman and Tom Turkey from back over the holidays. But who cares? Let's celebrate the holidays year round. Why not? Okay, so there's tons of books, as you've seen in the, when you looked at the video and saw the thumbnail image. But I did get two VHS tapes, which I love. I'm gonna say I would love to collect. It's more the ones that I know from my childhood, or just something odd, or just meaningful to me from back in the day. And do you remember these football follies that used to get with Sports Illustrated? I know my friend had a bunch of these tapes because they had a Sports Illustrated subscription. But I don't think I've ever had this one. This is the very best of football follies from 1988. Yes. So, picked that up. I think these tapes were $1, maybe $2. And then, last year, when we did our Sears Wish Book podcast, they had a whole spread of VHS tapes. I think 4 pages worth of VHS tapes. And we each picked one. And I saw one that was just off the wall and funny, and chose the Couch Potato Workout by Larry Bud Melman. Well, little did I know, it was on YouTube, and I watched it. It's hilarious. And found it a while back at the antique mall. Didn't pick it up. Kind of regretted that. And this time I went back and saw it, and why not? So there, I finally have the Couch Potato Workout with Larry Bud Melman. It's on YouTube. It's ridiculously awesome. 1988 on that tape. So I got those two tapes. I thought that was fun to add to my dead media collection, which I still have a VHS player, VCR. And there went my light. So anyway, you'll have to do the rest of the video without the light. Let's go. Let's see what I'm going to do next. Okay, so over the holiday season, I sent out some gifts to our friends at the Retro Network. A lot of just thrift store items, vintage books and stuff. Found Santa Claus the movie. I might have showcased it on here as well. From McDonald's. These were issued at McDonald's. And there was a red one that I think is the first half of the story. And I sent that to Karen. Hopefully Karen is watching. But I also sent her a picture of this. Hey, I found the second book. So, Karen, that one's coming to you. And again, I think most of these books were like $1 at the thrift store and the antique mall. Helping Hands Thrift Store and Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall here in Montgomery. I've showcased one of these G.I. Joe books before, along with a Transformers books, and I found 2 more in the series. This was nuts. I mean, this is just random. So I've got G.I. Joe versus Cobra, Sea to Shining Sea. Now, if you remember in the last video, they had tattoos, I think, or stickers. What does this say? Why do people put these on the cover that won't peel off easily? I always hate that. Because if you don't have a glossy cover like this does, yeah, it's stickers. You can see there behind the price tag. Unfortunately, there's none in here, but at least the page is there, so I know it won't. Actually, there is one in here. There you go. You've got Deep Six, maybe, and it looks like Snake Eyes in a wetsuit. Interesting. So that was one of the stickers. little worse for wear. But look at this, man. There's some pretty cool artwork in here. I they updated some of the characters in here, and I made mention of that when I looked through the other, it's like Snow Mission or something like that. But still, this one's like, deep sea, late at night, some darker images of, and under the ocean too. So you got some pretty cool art with this. So I think this was early 2000s when this was published, 2003. And then I was excited to see, I had not seen that other one before. Remember, we talked about how the logo was different. And they had like painted or drawn extra logos, and they've done it in this book too, to where it's like, are you sure this is an Autobot Decepticon? Well, we'll just draw you a Decepticon symbol there so you know which guy this is. But this one is all about the Insecticons. So I had, I think, all three of the Insecticons growing up. Some of the only Transformers that I did have. So this is great. The Insecticon Attack from this series, 1985, published by Marvel Books. So that was exciting to find. Found an XMen book. This was from 93, Random House to stop XMen to stop a Juggernaut. This is some different art in here, but when the XMen were so stinking popular, and the animated series, pretty cool book for $1. Okay, so you need to go over to Kevin's Mass Library. Is at Mass Library is what he goes by on Twitter and Instagram and all those places. masslibrary.com. He does a lot of opening videos and hauls, and collects a lot of books, sells some on eBay. And he had made mention that he wanted to go through the Aliens series this year. He had never watched the movies or read any of the novels or anything. I found one, sent it to him for Christmas, and just so happened to find 3 more at the thrift store. So these are going to go to Kevin. Alien Harvest, Aliens Rogue, and Aliens Nightmare Asylum. So that says book 2. Unless there's 2 books into that same. And they're all 3 different authors as well. So interesting. This was 93, the Nightmare Asylum. Alien Harvest was 95, it looks like. And Aliens Rogue was 95. So, Kevin, eventually those are coming to you this year, so you can read those. Return of the Jedi hardback book. Wrote it right on the cover, $1. I mean, these people, I don't know. And the price tag was removed. I wish I knew which store it came from. I don't recognize, that right away. But this step-up movie adventure has been written especially for children of outgrown beginners readers. So it's a little bit more of a challenging book. You got pictures here and there, but it's not like a huge picture book like some of the pop-up books that I have showcased here before. So you get more story than you do pictures, which is really neat. Had to pick that up for $1. I mean, come on. Let's see. I'm guessing 83 is the year that this was published. Yep. So, very fun hardback Return of the Jedi book. This is a little bit newer, 2011, but I thought this was fun. The Smurfs Smurfing Guide to the Smurfs. Yeah, so, but, I mean, it's the classic art. So you come in here and you get to know every Smurf. Jokey Smurf, Greedy Smurf. And you see the classic artwork that you know from, like, the cartoon series, which I adored. But it goes past that. Wild Smurf, King Smurf. Some of them in the later seasons. And then you get Papa Smurf's Words of Wisdom. So, some really great stuff. You get even Johann and Peewit story. So, that was published 2011, Simon & Schuster. Very fun book. Who doesn't love The Far Side, right? I've got one Far Side book that I remember picking up at a Barnes & Noble in the mall or something back in the mid to late 90s. And this is a black and white book, not color. The one I have is all color throughout. But, gosh, The Far Side. This is just my sense of humor. Kind of sarcastic and, you know, I love the drawings too. It's not anything real. It's unique. It's not anything that's normal, you know, for The Far Side. So, $1. I have been collecting the Choose Your Own Adventure books. This is a later printing, I know, because they didn't have this full color cover on the early ones. Let's see when this gives me a publishing date. 77, 79, 89. So around 89. Wow. Later in the years of the book. But this is number 2, Journey Under the Sea, which I don't believe I had. I have a couple number 1s. I might have sent a number 1 in some of my Christmas gifts this year, but I still have a number 1, and I've got maybe 40 or 50 in the series. I know they went up into the hundreds, but just slowly along the way, you know. How about a Bugs Bunny book? This one was fun. Made by the Xerox Education Publications, 1971. And it's another kind of comic strip book. Bugs Bunny throughout. I don't know if it's based on any of the cartoons. It doesn't appear to be as I'm glancing through here. But just some fun, you know, Bugs Bunny comic strips, essentially, throughout that book. That one was 75 cents. All right, I got 2 Charlie Brown Peanuts books. Vintage. I mean, these ones are from the 60s. One is a little worse for wear. But it's, again, more of the comic strip books. I don't know. I just kind of gravitate towards these. It started with Garfield, which I've got some Garfield ones to show you too. First edition, copyright 60, 61, 62. So, that was just an instant buy for $1, even though that one's kind of chewed up. So that one's, it's A Dog's Life, Charlie Brown. And then we've got You Need Help, Charlie Brown. So you get lots of Lucy in this one. You still get, you know, the baseball games and stuff too, which is fun. This one, copyright, first edition, 64, 65. So, you know, I dig vintage. I dig the comic strip books more than I, you know, dig going way back and having to have a first edition or something. The Garfield books I picked up. The first one, hardcover. First one I've seen that's hardcover out in the wild. Garfield on the Town. So this is based on the special, I think in the late 80s. Actually, early 80s. 83 is this one. Oh, yeah, because you can see by the artwork that it's a little bit earlier. John looks a little bit more long in the face, or chubby in the face, I think. Garfield's a little bit fatter. in those early ones, but still some fun, and it's color throughout. So based on the you got Jim Davis and Lorenzo Music, so I didn't realize they wrote that together. And then the find of the whole haul here, to me, was finding the adaptation of Garfield Christmas. It's got a little bit of water damage, but I was still willing to pay whatever for it, 50 cents, $1. And this looks like, might be some extra stuff in here that we didn't get in the half-hour special. I don't remember Doc Boy and John being all dressed up to go do chores. We still get the star. Looks like we get the the reading of the Binky the Clown book. And, of course, Grandma. The only thing you don't get is the music. That would be great if it was musical. Hear all that great Lou Rawls music. Which one should I do last? Alright, this one's a little bit newer. It's a Batman and Robin pop-up book. And you can now, by the cover, you can tell, hey, that's George Clooney, that's Chris O'Donnell. That Batman and Robin is pooped on so much. But inside with the pop-ups, it's more of a comic book version of Batman and Robin, and not necessarily the George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell that you can tell through the mask. But what's funny about this is no villains are in it. It's all images of Batman and Robin. And you get some story talking about Poison Ivy down here and Mr. Freeze. And then you get Batgirl at the end. But none of them in the... I don't know if it was just the imaging, licensing kind of thing. That one's hardback too. So, gosh, for $1, I'm such a Batman freak. And even though it's Batman and Robin, why not? Why not? Lastly is a series of books. I don't think I've talked about them on here. I have talked about them on Twitter, social media, that I grew up with, was in my library, and they had little commercials with the bus that would go around for Sweet Pickles. Do you guys remember Sweet Pickles? If you don't, it might have been just an East Coast thing, because I remember the commercials in PA. Obviously, they were here, or maybe they traveled here from the north down to the south. But I'm curious to know if people out west had Sweet Pickles books and have endeared them as much as I have. But basically, there is a book for every letter of the alphabet, and it's a different animal for every letter of the alphabet. And each book has the same cover, so you get all the characters inside, A through Z, and then on the back inside cover, you get the town where they all live, because they all had certain jobs. Mr. Fix-It, who was he? Or not Mr. Fix-It, the Clever Camel was the repair guy, so he had a little repair shop. And then, different, depending on their personality, they had different jobs throughout the city. And they go on little adventures throughout the book of learning about the characters. So I picked up Who Can Trust You, Kangaroo, Goose Goofs Off, Scaredy Bear, Me Too, Iguana, and No Kicks for Dog. So I've got about half of them now. My goal is to get all of them. And they come in different sizes too. So this size is, maybe about 7 by 9, something like that. They do make a taller one that's about an 8.5 by 11 size that are hardback. But just fun. I remember seeing them in the library and getting them when I was a younger kid, and checking them out and reading them. So those have been really fun to find. I've been searching for them for years, and just within the last year, I've started to find them more and more. So hopefully I'll be able to complete that. But that is my haul. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's been a while, like I said, that I've been on YouTube, made a video, but grateful you are here. Hope you will subscribe, and leave any comments in the description with some of the stuff that I found if you have any memories of it as well. And I think I might do this more and more, since I'm kind of confined to going to the thrift store every so often, and not almost every weekend like I was before. Got to be safe out there, and you kind of pick your times to go, you know. So as I get hauls, I might do more haul videos versus just a couple here and there. But I do have a couple reviews to come as well, and I hope you will check them out. So for Rediscover the 80s here on YouTube, this is Jason. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.